Hey guys, Kev Bear Cub here for TMI Tuesday on September 10th, 2013. So I got a few questions to answer this week. This is where I'm going to answer questions that my Tumblr followers ask me. You can see I got a haircut this week. I spent the weekend with Ryan, and as you guys know, that's my boyfriend. I love saying that. I can never get used to saying that because I feel like the luckiest guy on the planet, honestly. But he also cuts hair, he buzzes it. So he cut my hair. I think it looks really cute. I made myself a little faux hawk. You see how it's kind of pointing up in the center there? But, yeah, it's really cool. So thank you, babe, for cutting my hair. It looks really good. I'm really happy with it. So the first question I have is from Pandas1969. I love getting messages from Pandas. Pandas is awesome. He's one of my faves. Hey, Kevin, loving the pics of you and your boyfriend. Me too. You guys look great together. Okay, question for the week. Night owl or early riser, and which one do you prefer? Hope you're having a great week, man. I would actually say both, unfortunately. I do tend to stay up pretty late. I don't mean to. I don't try to. But I'm usually up, for me it's late, until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I typically find myself waking up anywhere between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. So, I mean, 9 a.m. is probably a little bit later than people normally do. But typically I'm up around 7 or 8 because I'm already usually text messaging Ryan by that point. So, usually I get about 6 hours of sleep or so. So it's not too bad. If I'm going from 1 to 7 or 2 to 8, I'm okay. That's all yawn. Which do I prefer? I actually prefer getting up early. I wish I could go to bed earlier because I feel like nighttime is such a waste of time. You know, at night, it's not like you can get anything done. I can't clean the apartment because I can't vacuum because I'll wake up the neighbors downstairs. You know, I can't do a lot of things at night. Or at least in the morning, if I wake up, I feel like I actually have my day. You know what I mean? You actually get to live your day and do things and get grocery shopping done or go to doctor's appointments or dentist appointments or whatever, you know what I mean? So I prefer early risers, which is great because Ryan, my partner, is actually an early riser. Whether he likes it or not, he typically wakes up pretty early, usually around 7 or 8 o'clock. So it works out nice because if we both wake up early, we get to have some cuddle time in the morning. And if anybody has talked to Ryan, which I don't know if they've ever talked to him about this, but him and I have a really hard time getting out of bed, not because of sex or anything, just because we are major cuddlers, and we love spending time in the morning just cuddling. So, excuse me. Yeah, I definitely prefer early riser. I am probably more so an early riser. I just happen to go to bed late. So there's that. Fuzz Chub. Hey Kev, love your latest pics. I'm sure everyone tells you this, but you are one seriously handsome fella. Now for this week's question. You often say in your videos that you love to sing and have sung professionally. I would like to know what musical styles you enjoy singing, where you have performed, and which one song or piece of music moves you more than any other. I have to confess that I love to sing myself. Hugs, handsome. So the kind of music I tend to sing, I like singing power ballads, are pretty much my favorite ones to sing. I like power ballads. I like Josh Groban. I love anything singing in another language. He has some songs that I know singing in English, Spanish, Italian, and French. I love all of those songs that he sings. So I really like that. I've sung professionally, of course, when I was in middle school and high school. I was always in choir. I was in show choir, so did that with competitions. I've been in a few talent shows that I've done really well in. But I did at one point sing backup for Andy Williams. For those of you who are old like me, you'll remember Andy Williams. I actually sang backup for him once, which was pretty cool. I did that with some people from school. I've done a lot of singing. I moved to Nashville, Tennessee to try a career as a country music singer, and I actually did pretty decent. I did pretty well. It's just the music industry wasn't really for me. It just wasn't for me. But I've been involved in the music industry a lot, and that's when I kind of realized it wasn't mine. So where have I performed? I've not done something like performing like you know, at Madison Square Garden or anything like that. But I mean, I've performed at local fairs at the time, but you know, fairs or some kind of festivals. You know, I've kind of done that. I've been in some talent competitions. Like when I was in New York, I won a talent competition that was a national thing that I won New York State for that. So I was pretty excited about that. Yeah, I guess that's it. Tog Bear, Jan. I think Jan is so freaking adorable, just so you all know. You guys got to follow Tog Bear, Togbear. He's really, really cute. He's just adorable. And Jan, I can't wait to meet you someday, seriously. So he says, "Hey, Kev Bear Cub, I hope you had a nice weekend and that your week started good. You already mentioned that Ryan brought new aspects to your life, like cooking and installing my Wii, which laid around for months. What other things does Ryan bring to your life? Could be activities, habits, or different ways you look at life. Hugs, Jan." First of all, I apologize. I have my windows open because it's kind of nice outside today, and you can hear all the trucks going by, so sorry about that. I also have a fan blowing, so if you hear some noise in the background, that's what that is too. But what has Brian brought to my life? God, Jan, I mean, he has brought so many. I don't even know where to begin. He's brought so much. As far as activities goes, I am definitely much more active with him. We definitely like to go out and do things. We're usually running around doing something or other. Love going to the beach, love going swimming. We like going to the movies. I really enjoy going to the movies with him. We've gone on a few little weekend trips places, Universal Studios, down to Key West. You know, and we've only really been dating for we've only really been dating for a month. So as far as officially dating, yesterday was our official 1 month anniversary. So happy anniversary, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's brought a really he's gotten me more active and got out of the house a little bit more. He definitely has changed some habits for me. I tend to be a worrywart. He's definitely helped alleviate some of that. I've been pretty insecure in my life about my weight and things like that, and he's done a really good job on helping me overcome that. You know, he's very, very affectionate, very supportive, you know, very reassuring. So he, he's definitely brought a lot of that into my life. And I really, I don't even know how to explain some of the things that he's brought into my life, because my way of thinking now that I'm with him is so much different. I've always been kind of set in my ways. But the thing that Ryan does really well is he has a way of explaining things that make it really easy for people to understand where he's coming from. And he's very, very good at putting his thoughts into words. And so I really appreciate that, because I'm not really good at that. I tend to ramble, as you guys can tell from my videos. But he's good at making me see things and making me see them concisely and effectively. So he's just, he's just brought so many of those things into my life. I feel better about myself. I feel handsome. He's the one who got me involved in Tumblr. I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but the reason I even have Tumblr is because of Ryan. You know, we had been best friends for a while before him and I decided to even start dating, and we realized that we had developed feelings for each other. But he had got me into Tumblr, and I never would post pictures of myself showing off my stomach or anything like that. But I do now, because he makes me feel sexy. He makes me feel beautiful, which has really helped me, because I've never felt that way in my life. And I'm 40 years old, so to feel that way at 40, it's taking some time. It's definitely taking some time for me to do that. So thanks for that question. Good question. 818 Cuddle Bear, how are you, Bubba? I don't know if I heard from you last week. I think I did. I forget. But he asks, how do your parents feel about your sexuality? At what age did you realize you are attracted to men? Did you ever have a girlfriend? I never really had a girlfriend per se. I had girls that I would hang out with a lot that were kind of, people assumed were girlfriends, but they weren't really girlfriends, no. But my parents, I have very, very liberal parents. My mom and my stepdad really don't care. Actually, my parents have met Ryan. They absolutely adore Ryan. They think he's wonderful. My parents don't care about my sexuality at all. I actually have one sister who's gay as well. Her and her wife have been together for over 15 years. They are part of the family. I mean, whenever I date somebody or when my sister is with somebody, you know, my parents, my mom and my stepdad, they embrace that person into their lives, you know. My mother just had Ryan and I over for dinner on Saturday night. You know, she made some steaks and we had some sushi as an appetizer that Ryan and I brought over, and we just had a nice evening and just hanging out, talking. Ryan and my mom got along really well because he was very interested in what my mother does. She's a hypnotherapist. And so Ryan was asking her a lot of questions about hypnotherapy and past life regression and things like that. So, yeah, it's really cool though. I mean, it's really, my parents, it's no issue. It's not an issue. My dad and my stepmom, on the other hand, it's not really an issue. I mean, they still completely welcome somebody I'm dating. They've never met Ryan because they live up in New York. My mom and my stepdad live here down with me, and not with me, but in Southwest Florida. And my dad and my stepmom live up in upstate New York, so I don't really get to see them a whole lot. They're a little bit more religious. They're very, very Christian, hardcore Christian, to the point where they... I think it's a struggle for them because they accept me and they accept my partner and they accept my lifestyle, but it's hard for them to work into their religion, you know. So, yeah, there's that. At what age did I realize I was gay? I can remember being 5 years old and watching Sesame Street and being just enamored by some of the guys on Sesame Street, some of the actors. And there was even this one episode where it showed people's feet. And it was kind of like which one of these things doesn't belong, and it was a bunch of different feet, and it was just showing like from the ankle down, and then one of them was a pair of gorilla feet, like a gorilla was standing there or whatever. But I can remember even looking for the people's feet that were guys' feet, you know, that you could tell because they would have like hair on the top or something. So I've always been attracted to guys. It's never even been an issue for me. I've never had any struggles with it. I've been gay since the day I was born. Or since as long as I can remember, at least. But one of the things is that my mom had a gay couple that she was very, very good friends with, Dave and Lyle, who were together, 20 some odd years at that point. And they came around and they were friends of my parents. And Dave and Lyle were just Dave and Lyle. They were a couple. It wasn't even an issue. So I'm really blessed in that aspect because it's never been something that I've struggled with. It's just been something I've always had and something that my parents just always accepted, really. So, no issue with that. Love Big Belly started following me recently. Thank you for following me. I really appreciate it. I only see your silhouette, but you have a really nice silhouette from your shadow, from your picture. But you said, "You are gorgeous, fucking man. Where are you from?" Thank you, Love Big Belly. I am actually from Southwest Florida, as I just said before, and thank you for the compliment. And I will have to look through your blog to see if I can see any pictures of you too. NE Plus Ultra Bears. I've heard of you guys. I'm sorry, I know that you guys just started following me, and I think I've heard of you through Ryan. I think that you guys are friends with Ryan. Ryan has mentioned you to me a few times, and I've seen him answer some questions in his TMI Tuesdays. So anyway, thank you for following me, and thank you for being a friend to Ryan, because I know that there are some people out there he really cherishes his relationships with, and I know that he's mentioned you guys as being, somebody that's kind of important to him. So he does talk about you guys. It says, "Hi Kevin, new follower here. What's your view on the crisis in Syria? Do you agree with President Obama that a military airstrike is necessary because of their use of chemical warfare? Or do you think the United States should just stay out of it?" That's a good question. And it's a question I really struggle with because I don't know really my answer to it. I hate to say I'm kind of out of the loop because I don't really know a lot about what's going on. The thing I struggle with the fact that there's so much going on here in the U.S. that needs to be taken care of and needs to be fixed. And I feel like there's so much more, and there's so many better options for us to spend our money on, money that we don't even really have because we're just financing it to future generations. I just feel like if we could fix things here, we would be much stronger and more able to help things in other places. I kind of hate the fact that the United States always feels like it has to be in the position to fix everything that's going on. I mean, I don't understand why we even bother having the United Nations, because that's what the purpose of the United Nations are. They have a military. There's no reason that they can't take care of these things and impose sanctions or whatever has to be done. But I mean, while I don't agree with a country using chemical warfare on its own people, I think that that's kind of taking a civil war to a level that it doesn't need to be taken to. So I feel like something needs to be done. I just don't know if the United States needs to be the ones to do it. We're still trying to come out of this big crisis that we had from the housing and the banking industries, and our economy is not there yet, and I'm worried about what another war is going to do to our economy. So yeah, I kind of wish that we could stay out of it. I wish we could kind of let the UN do what they're supposed to be doing and stop being stop acting like we're this major powerhouse country when we're not. We're basically bankrupt. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's a tough one for me, because whereas I really feel for the people there, and I would hope that if that was happening to us, that people would come to our rescue. I don't know. I wish I could give you a better answer. It's a hard one for me though. But thanks for asking. Bill Yum says, thank you so much for answering my question last week. I am actually really interested in somebody who's long distance, and it's getting a little discouraging. But you've inspired me to an extent. In the meantime, I've distracted myself with writing work, and I joined a rugby team. You're awesome. First of all, Bill Yum, woof. Rugby team, you need to get some pictures of yourself in your little rugby outfit and post those up, because that would be hot. Rugby players are really, really good looking. Yeah, I have a thing for rugby. Sorry, it's rugby players. Yeah, big plus, big positive. So write to me. Tell me a little bit more about this person that you're interested in that's long distance. How far away is he? I know that I've dated long distance in the past, and I know we talked about that a little bit. I don't consider Ryan long distance. I mean, he is an hour away, and it does mean that we can't spend time together during the weeks. During the week that we have to only spend time together on the weekends, which does make it difficult, because it's getting to the point where I'm going to start having papers to grade or things to do for school, and he's going to have things he needs to do for homework and stuff. So it does kind of put a damper on some of our time together. But just stay positive. If you really like this guy, then distance really shouldn't matter. As long as you guys can make it a point to see each other every once in a while, in something that's comfortable for you. So for me, typically, I would say I wouldn't go more than once a week if somebody was once a month if somebody was really far away. If they were somewhere that I had to fly to, or vice versa, then they would need to make sure that we saw each other at least once a month. I think any more than that, it gets really difficult, because it's not really giving you a chance to get to know each other on a regular basis. That's the one reason I do feel really confident about what's going on with Ryan and I, because we are close enough where we can spend weekends together. During the weeks, it is a struggle. Him and I talk every day. We talk and text throughout the day, all day, every day. And it is a struggle not to go to sleep with him at night, and not to be able to give him a kiss before I go to bed, or wake up in the morning and have one of our awesome cuddle sessions, But yeah, it makes it difficult, but keep strong. If you really like this guy, then just know that the distance is always only temporary. Because if it's meant to be, then it's going to be, and you guys will end up being together. So I hope that helps. That's all the questions I had for today. So I really, really appreciate everything that you guys do for me, everything that you say, all the positives, all the questions that you come through and ask. So I just, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Other than that, not much going on. I'm back at school, teaching. I teach on Mondays and Tuesday mornings, so that's why, one of the reasons why the video was a little late and that I couldn't get it uploaded last week in time. So, yeah. So anyway, I guess that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to message me. Send me a message through the Ask on my Tumblr page. You also can submit to me any of your pictures. I love seeing pictures of my followers. So especially, hey, NE plus Ultra Bears, send me some pictures. I want to see what you guys look like. I'm just dying to know what you look like. So all right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Have a good week.